This review was made possible by contributions from viewers like you.
Hey guys, Halloween is come and gone, which means that... Wait your turn! Whew. As I was saying, now that Halloween is behind us, it's time to take stock of the things that we're thankful for. And I want to show you how thankful I am for your watching and following me, so we're going to look at Zootopia. Yep, a lot of you guys have been asking for my opinion on this little movie for a while now, haven't you? As has been discussed in many reviews past, I love it when a movie is not only creative, but also puts thought into its creativity so that it actually works. It's one thing to say that wild wolves can celebrate Christmas, but it's another thing completely if it makes you actually believe that they might. This movie wants to present us with a world that's populated with anthropomorphic animals ranging from lions to elephants to shrews, and our protagonist is a buddy who wants to be a cop? Since they want scale to be a factor, as opposed to a lot of furry comics out there which feature different animal species that are more or less human-sized, this premise seems pretty ridiculous. Let's see how it works. We begin on a little prologue where our hero, Judy Hopps, get it? Because rabbits hop? Is starring in a school play to set up the world in which the movie takes place. Years ago, predator and prey decided to put their differences aside and live together in peace, allowing animals on the lower end of the food chain to be more than just that.
Blood! And death. And every young mammal has multitudinous opportunities. Yeah, I don't have to cower in a herd anymore. Instead, I can be an astronaut.
The rest of the movie is going to jump ahead 15 years into the future in a few minutes, but sadly, we're never going to see where this little cougar wound up. I like to think he's making a name for himself as this world's Kevin MacLeod or something. Anyway, Judy announces that she's going to grow up to be a cop, which is something that rabbits just don't do. Rabbits wouldn't have their own cops even in these tiny little towns that are populated by nothing but rabbits.
Maybe their cops are all foxes?
Wow, that's not problematic. Speaking of foxes, Judy runs into this little dickweed picking on her friends, but her first attempt at law enforcement doesn't exactly go as well as she'd hoped.
Kindly return my friend's tickets.
Cry, little baby bunny, cry, cry. Oh, you don't know when to quit, do you? I want you to remember this moment the next time you think you will ever be anything more than just a stupid carrot farming dumb bunny.
That looks bad. Are you okay, Judy? Yeah, I'm okay. Here you go. Wow! You got our tickets!
You're awesome, Judy.
Yeah, that Gideon Gray doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, he was right about one thing. I don't know when to quit.
Since Judy still wants to be a cop, this movie knows just what she needs.
The hour's approaching to give it your best, and you've got to reach your prime. That's when you need to put yourself to the test and show us a passage of time. We're gonna need a montage. Ooh, it takes a montage.
She eventually gets to the point where she can take down a frickin' rhino thanks to the magic of
Physics! Physics! Physics!
We then cut to a few months later as the mayor of Zootopia is giving Judy her sheepskin. No offense, Assistant Mayor Bellwether.
I am proud to announce that my Mammal Inclusion Initiative has produced its first Police Academy graduate, valedictorian of her class, ZPD's very first rabbit officer, Judy Hopps.
Wait a minute. This is happening at the Zootopia Police Academy? And her graduation and assignment is being officiated by the mayor of Zootopia? Doesn't this suggest that they're already in Zootopia? Why is Judy's family making such a big deal over her leaving for Zootopia when it looks like she's already been living there for months? And what about this mammal inclusion program the mayor's talking about? As a program, shouldn't we be seeing other animals who, like Judy, are traditionally prey animals and stepping up to become cops themselves? Why is Judy the only one who's a part of this program?
Wow. All I was going to point out is how mammal inclusion program is a weird thing to call it since they're all mammals. She's assigned to Precinct 1 in the heart of Zootopia, and her father has some parting words of wisdom for her before she heads out.
Zootopia, so far away, such a big city.
Guys, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
And also bears. We have bears to fear, too. You know what? Pretty much all predators, and Zootopia's full of them.
Oh, Stu.
And foxes are the worst.
Actually, your father does have a point there. It's in their biology. Remember what happened with Gideon Gray?
When I was 9, Gideon Gray was a jerk who happened to be a fox. I know plenty of bunnies who are jerks.
But just in case, we've made you a little care package to take with you.
And I put some snacks in there.
This is Fox Deterrent.
Yeah, that's safe to have that.
This is Fox Repellent.
Okay, the deterrent and the repellent. That's all she needs.
Check this out.
Oh, for goodness sake. She has no need for a fox taser, Stu.
Oh, come on. When is there not a need for a fox taser?
Okay, look, I will take this to make you stop talking.
So she heads out to Zootopia, where anyone can become anything, as is demonstrated by a gazelle who somehow made a name for herself as a singer despite not having an actual name. When's the last time you heard of a hit single by someone calling herself human?
I messed up tonight. I lost another fight. I still messed up, but I'll just start again. I keep falling down. I keep on hitting the ground. I always get up now to see what's next. Try everything. Try everything. Try everything.
It's funny. The song Try Everything is supposed to be about never giving up, doing everything that you can to make sure you accomplish your goals. But of course, the fan art community had to take that into an entirely different angle. I can't show you anything, but trust me, it's out there. My god, you just know that the animators had a ball dreaming this world up. You have every kind of biome and environment in one place in order to accommodate all these different species, and it makes perfect sense that the same massive air conditioners to keep Tundra Town cool would also keep Sahara Square piping hot. They know how to have a sprawling metropolis without needing to sacrifice any rainforests. They make sure that every species is catered to. This really does look like a perfect society. It's nice seeing these characters at Disney's California Adventure, but this seriously needs to be its own theme park. After Judy gets settled into her storage locker of an apartment and meets her neighbors, the first gay couple in a Disney film that nobody noticed because they're depicted as people instead of a collection of stereotypes, she gets into her first day at the office, much to the disbelief of, well, everyone.
O.M. goodness. They really did hire a bunny. What? I gotta tell you, you are even cuter than I thought you'd be.
I should get a roll call. So, which way do I...
Oh, bullpen's over there to the left.
Great. Thank you.
Aw, that poor little bunny's gonna get eaten alive.
Hey, Officer Hops. You ready to make the world a better place?
Chief Bogo, played by Idris Elba,
so hot right now,
sends the rest of the precinct on their assignments to track down 14 missing persons, but Judy doesn't like being assigned to parking duty.
Chief? Chief Bogo? Sir, you said there were 14 missing mammal cases.
So?
So I can handle one. You probably forgot, but I was top of my class at the academy.
Didn't forget. Just don't care.
Sir, I'm not just some token bunny.
Yeah, you kind of are. You're the only bunny on the force. The mayor made a huge deal over how you're the first rabbit police officer. At this point in your career, you're little more than a publicity stunt. Besides, it's only your first day, Judy. This isn't because you're a bunny, it's because you're a rookie. But this isn't enough to get her down, and she hands out 200 parking tickets before noon.
$201.
Before she can head back to the ZPD and rub it in Bogo's big, stupid face, she spots what she thinks is trouble as a shifty-eyed fox slinks into an ice cream shop. Wait a minute, what was that? That bread truck he jaywalks in front of says, fresh dough on the side? I know this truck belongs to some bakery, it says as such right there, but oh my god! Is it full of freshly butchered deer?
Maybe it means fresh as in sassy.
Great, so we've either got predators who are breaking the law and eating prey, or we have sex traffickers. Thanks, Disney! It turns out that Nick Wilde here is just trying to buy a jumbo pop for his son, and Judy helps him out when he's denied service.
Thank you. Oh no, are you kidding me? I don't have my wallet. I'd lose my head if it weren't attached to my neck. That's the truth. Oh boy, I'm sorry, pal. Gotta be about the worst birthday ever. Please don't be mad at me. Thanks anyway.
Keep the change.
Officer, I can't thank you enough. So kind, really. Can I pay you back?
Oh no, my treat. It just, it burns me up to see folks with such backward attitudes toward foxes. I just want to say you're a great dad and just a real articulate fella.
Oh, well, that is high praise. It's rare that I find someone so non-patronizing.
And you, little guy, you want to be an elephant when you grow up? You be an elephant. Because this is Zootopia. Anyone can be anything.
Unfortunately, she quickly learns that Nick and his son are actually pulling off an elaborate bootlegging operation. Look at these little lemmings here. If this movie was done by Illumination instead of Disney, these guys would be all over the place causing mischief and mayhem as the stand-ins for the Minions.
Yay, Miniontopia! Someone make that happen.
39, 40. There you go. Way to work that diaper, big guy. Hey, no kiss bye-bye for daddy?
You kiss me tomorrow, I'll bite your face off.
Yeah, it sucks that Judy's goodwill was betrayed, but I just want to back up to this scene where Finnick here is posing as Nick's son. He does not approve of Nick kissing him, but as it's happening, he doesn't even flinch because that's just what fathers do. Clearly Finnick is a trained method actor, and once he's in the zone, there's no coming out of it. Suddenly I want to see his backstory where he's trying to make it as an action hero, but he can't get any work in TV or film because nobody can take him seriously because of his size. Back to the point, Judy is not happy about Nick using her like he did, and he couldn't care less about it.
Tell me if this story sounds familiar. Naive little hick with good grades and big ideas decides, hey, look at me, I'm gonna move to Zootopia, where predators and prey live in harmony and sing Kumbaya. Only to find, whoopsie, we don't all get along. And that dream of becoming a big city cop? Double whoopsie. She's a meter maid. And whoopsie number 3Z, no one cares about her or her dreams. And soon enough, those dreams die, and our bunny sinks into emotional and literal squalor, living in a box under a bridge, till finally she has no choice but to go back home with that cute, fuzzy-wuzzy little tail between her legs to become... You're from Bunny Burrow, is that what you said? So how about a carrot farmer? You'll never be a real cop. Maybe a supervisor one day. Hang in there.
So yeah, combine this little mishap with how her parking duty isn't making her a lot of friends.
Ugh, yeah, you're a real hero, lady. My mommy says she wishes you were dead.
Judy's not exactly having the best day right now. She finally gets to play cops and robbers as she chases a thief into Little Rodentia, a community made up entirely of mice. It looks like the rest of the city, just significantly smaller. For all this city's inclusiveness, it somehow made the doctrine of separate but equal actually work. This is another scene that shows off how much fun the animators must have had on this movie. How many opportunities does one have to make a rabbit the size of Godzilla? She captures the perp, but Bogo is not happy.
Abandoning your post, inciting a scurry, reckless endangerment of rodents, but, to be fair, you did stop a master criminal from stealing 24 moldy onions.
I hate to disagree with you, sir, but those aren't onions. Those are a crocus varietal called Midnicampum holocithius. They're a Class C botanical, sir. Well, I grew up in a family where plant husbandry was kind of a thing.
Shut your tiny mouth now!
I don't want to be a meter maid. I want to be a real cop.
Do you think the mayor asked what I wanted when he assigned you to me?
But, sir, if you-
Life isn't some cartoon musical where you sing a little song and your insipid dreams magically come true. So let it go.
God, I love that line. Word of her heroics makes it to the mayor's office, which is all that's keeping Bogo from firing Judy on the spot. His arm is twisted into giving her one of the missing mammal cases, but unfortunately, she only has one possible lead. She uses a little friendly coercion to get Nick to help, and they follow a series of clues and set pieces that bring them closer to solving the case. They need to swing by a naturalist club, which only Disney could pull off without being completely inappropriate.
Aw, thank you for busting out that joke so I don't have to, but I think this is more deserving of a...
Family approved!
They later make a stop at the DMV, which in this world stands for Department of Mammal Vehicles. Weird. And it's being run entirely by sloths.
You said this was going to be quick.
Well, are you saying that because he's a sloth he can't be fast? I thought in Zootopia anyone could be anything. Flash, 100-yard dash. Buddy, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
Oh boy, can you imagine the class action lawsuit that got these guys into this field? Insisting that all sloths are incapable of this kind of work is demeaning. The court finds in favor of the Sloths Union. Court adjourned. Get the hell out of here.
A limo took Otterton, and the limo's in Tundra Town. It's in Tundra Town!
Way to hustle, bud. I love you. I owe you.
Hurry! We gotta beat the rush hour in. It's night!
So yeah, Nick's been kind of a dick throughout this whole shtick, tripping up Judy and wasting her time just because he thinks it's funny.
What is your problem? Does seeing me fail somehow make you feel better about your own sad, miserable life?
It does, 100%.
But he eventually drops the emotionally aloof facade and opens up to Judy. It turns out he wanted to be a junior ranger scout when he was a kid, but because he's a fox, the other scouts didn't think they could trust him.
What did they do? If you thought we would ever trust a fox without a muzzle, you're even dumber than you look. Are you gonna cry?
I learned two things that day. One, I was never going to let anyone see that they got to me.
And two?
If the world's only going to see a fox as shifty and untrustworthy, there's no point in trying to be anything else.
Nick, you are so much more than that.
Yeah, look at Judy's response to Nick opening up like this. A lot of people argue that those two aren't an item by the end of this movie, but come on. That is an incredibly intimate move right there. Speaking of shipping, I'm kind of noticing that these two are sort of the reverse us.
What do you mean?
You're very Judy Hopps. You're positive, upbeat, happy.
And you're like Nick because you wanted to join the Girl Scouts and they put a muzzle on you?
Oh, ha ha. I was never much of a joiner, but I did enjoy their cookies.
Are they made from real Girl Scouts?
Yeah, that's more me.
They get a major break in the case as they discover that the animals are going savage, and they're being captured by wolves, or night howlers, as this panther puts it.
He just kept yelling about the night howlers.
Who are these guys?
Timberwolves. Look at these dum-dums. Bet you a nickel one of them's gonna howl.
That's racist. I kid. But that little bit of subtext actually comes to a head in a few minutes. After sneaking by the wolf guards outside of Arkham Asylum here by doing a little howling...
Gary, quit it. You're gonna start a howl.
I didn't start it.
They managed to find all of the missing mammals, and more shocking still, their captures were perpetrated by none other than the mayor. They place him under arrest, leaving Assistant Mayor Bellwether in charge. The savage animals are held for observation, and Judy has a press conference about the case.
All we know is that they are all members of the predator family.
So, predators are the only ones going savage?
It may have something to do with biology.
What do you mean by that?
Thousands of years ago, predators survived through their aggressive hunting instincts. For whatever reason, they seem to be reverting back to their primitive savage ways.
Could it happen again?
It is possible. So we must be vigilant. And we at the ZPD are prepared and are here to protect you.
More mammals go savage! What is being done to protect?
Okay, thank you, Officer Hops. That's all the time that we have. No more questions.
Ah, that went so fast. I didn't get a chance to mention you or say anything about how we...
Oh, I think you said plenty.
What do you mean?
Clearly there's a biological component? These predators may be reverting back to their primitive savage ways? Are you serious?
I just stated the facts of the case. I mean, it's not like a bunny could go savage.
Right, but a fox could, huh?
Nick, stop it. You're not like them.
Oh, there's a them now.
You know what I mean. You're not that kind of predator.
The kind that needs to be muzzled? The kind that makes you think you need to carry around fox repellent? Yeah, don't think I didn't notice that little item the first time we met. So, let me ask you a question. Are you afraid of me? Do you think I might go nuts? You think I might go savage? You think I might try to eat you? I knew it. Just when I thought somebody actually believed in me, huh?
I gotta say, that's a pretty ballsy position for this movie to take. It's too easy to say, prejudice is bad, let's judge based on the content of our character and not the color of our fur, and Judy has been preaching that philosophy all throughout the movie. But to show her that even she has prejudices still to be dealt with, suggesting to the audience that even we might still have similar problems in spite of how enlightened we like to think we are? And it's not one group judging another, it's a problem that everybody deals with. Before they settled on calling it Zootopia, the working title for this movie was Everyone's a Little Bit Racist, the movie. So yeah, Nick says, screw you, Bunny, I'm going home. The city's falling apart because of mutual distrust among everyone. Judy quits the forest and heads back to the farm, and after running into Gideon, her old bully who has since turned his life around and is now working for her parents, she comes across another lead in the case.
Hey, kids, don't you run through that Mindy Camp from Holy Scythias.
Well, now, there's a $4 word, Mr. H. My family always just called them night howlers.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Oh, Gid's talking about those flowers, Judy. I use them to keep the bugs off the produce, but I don't like the little ones going near them on account of what happened to your Uncle Terry.
Yeah, Terry ate one whole when we were kids and went completely nuts.
He bit the dickens out of your mother.
A bunny can go savage.
Savage? Well, that's a strong word. But it did hurt like the devil.
Well, sure it did. There's a sizable divot in your arm. I'd call that savage.
Night howlers aren't wolves. They're flowers. The flowers are making the predators go savage.
Okay, this point is a little confusing. If she was able to identify these bulbs that were stolen earlier, why wouldn't she also know how her own family uses them on their farm? Wouldn't she know the dangers of going near these flowers like these kids do, because she was already told the story of what happened to her mother? And I find it a little hard to believe that this would be the first time she's heard of them being called night howlers, especially coming from Gideon, who probably doesn't come from a family of farmers. But yeah, she runs back to Zootopia to find Nick, who, just like in his earlier assessment of Judy, is living under a bridge because he never got a chance to live out his own dreams. You see that abandoned factory in the background? An earlier treatment for the movie had every predator in town wearing a shock collar that was triggered whenever they were feeling any kind of aggression, and Nick wanted to make an amusement park where predators could be collar-free for a short, fleeting time. That concept was scrapped as story development went on, but Nick's unrealized dream still haunts him in this background. Judy apologizes to Nick for being a terrible friend. Nick forgives her and joins her on the case again, and they figure out that the plants that the weasel stole earlier were being distilled into weaponized night howlers, and that's what's been making the predators go savage. Yeah, how many times are you going to see a meth lab in Disney animation? Another alternate title for this movie? Breaking Bad.
Really?
They set this train-based lab on a wild ride, and never once do they take advantage of the famous screaming goat sound effect for this Ram character. They manage to save a briefcase full of evidence in the wake of the lab blowing up, but just when they think they have the case all wrapped up, it turns out that Assistant Mayor Bellwether was behind everything. It turns out she's sick of predators always being in charge, and it's time that the prey unite against a common, savage enemy. She shoots Nick with one of the Night Howlers, and...
Blood, 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 and death.
All right, you know what, you're milking it.
Turns out that Nick loaded the gun with blueberries that Judy brought from her farm. Oops.
And come on, look at how Nick and Judy are standing together. Okay, so he'll prop her up while they're trying to walk because she's got a hurt leg, but she's not walking now. That's not how you hold someone you're just friends with.
The ZPD shows up in time to arrest Bellwether. They whip up an antidote for those afflicted by the Night Howlers, and Judy wraps things up as she's paired off with a new partner on the force.
When I was a kid, I thought Zootopia was this perfect place where everyone got along and anyone could be anything. Turns out, real life's a little bit more complicated than a slogan on a bumper sticker. Real life is messy. We all have limitations. We all make mistakes, which means, hey, glass half full, we all have a lot in common. And the more we try to understand one another, the more exceptional each of us will be. But we have to try. So no matter what type of animal you are, from the biggest elephant to our first fox, I implore you, try. Try to make the world a better place. Look inside yourself and recognize that change starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with all of us.
And you just know that Nick is going to spend his entire career capturing criminals and saying to them, "Looks like you've been outfoxed." So that was Zootopia, and if you haven't seen it for yourselves, you need to. The animation is dazzling, the world is fun to explore, the voice actors were all great, the comedy is really clever, and frankly, I didn't think it was possible to get an uplifting message from a movie that basically says, we all kinda suck. We all have our problems, we all have our failings, we all have our issues with this group or that group, but in spite of all that, or maybe because of it, we all need to try to be better. Try to imagine what this person is going through. Try to understand why they might hold this position on a particular issue. Try to help your fellow man even if you don't understand anything about them. In short, try everything. Next week I'll be talking about how I'm thankful to have my Raven in my life. And when she picks material for me to review in tribute to her, you know it's gonna be good. See you later.
I messed up tonight. I lost another fight. I still mess up, but I'll just start again. I keep falling down. I keep on hitting the ground, but I always get up now to see what's next. Birds don't just fly, they fall down and get up. Nobody learns without getting it wrong. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end, and then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I could fail. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end, and then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I could fail. I'll keep on making those new mistakes. I'll keep on making them every day. Those new mistakes. Try everything. Try everything. Try everything. Try everything.
you were going 115 miles per hour. I hope you have a good explanation.
Flash, 100-yard dash.
Yeah, considering how slow their reaction times are, why are sloths even allowed behind the wheel?
Nick.
Hey guys, I have a package here to open up from someone who is a very, very dear fan of mine, and who is such a good fan that he continues to send me stuff in spite of my inability to pronounce his name. And I am sorry for my continued inability to do so. I am a heel. I suck. This is coming to us from DLABAOAQU. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. I am the worst internet personality ever. But
The last name? Spell the last name again?
BAOAQU.
Woke? Woke?
It looks like Baoaku.
Bauk?
I'm probably butchering that to no end. And again, I apologize. You've been giving me patronage, and you've been sending me stuff, and you are a true fan, and I do value that.
Please send a pronunciation guide so we can stop butchering your name.
I'm sorry. But let's see what you got for us here today.
Did you mention where they hailed from?
He hails from Kingstree, South Carolina. So, yeah, someone coming from South Carolina with a name like that, I got nothing. Let's see what you have in store for us today. Oops. Got quite a few DVD packages here, and I don't want to look at any of them. I want them to be a surprise until after I'm done reading your letter that you gave me. Anything else in there? Nope. And wow, this is a dusty package. I didn't know packing.
It's almost like it's been sitting and waiting to be opened for a while.
Well, not only that, but it's also got insulation in it. Weird. Yeah, this is dated back to May 16th, 2018. I am sorry. Yeah.
2016?
Did I say 2016?
I think you did.
I'm sorry. May 16, 2018.
Okay. That's a little bit better.
Yes. The resolution for 2019, I need to be a lot more timely with my mail openings. Dear Bob Show, thank you once again for the good word in regard to the stuff I sent you. I am sending another small shipment to give you more stuff to work with. You will see not only an example of an unlikely animal as a vampire that's done better than Vampire Dog, but also the feline equivalent of naming a person marijuana or cocaine.
Oh boy. I'm
terrified. My book, The Marvelous Kimmy, is now available for purchase at the following address. blurb.com/something The Marvelous Kimmy. I've also included an advert for it in this parcel. Forgive me if it's kind of light, but money has been tight lately, and trying to fund soft covers for Kimmy on my own buck, trying to bring the price of them down through bulk order. P.S. Riddle me this. How do you make a cartoon out of something without a mouth? I thought people usually made cartoons with their hands. Mouth? Well, I'm stumped. Any ideas, Raven?
No, I didn't even understand the riddle.
Well, let's see what we got here. First of all, here is the ad for The Marvelous Kimmy. Would you believe that the strongest person on Earth needs diapers? I would not believe that, no. The strange account of the baby who became a superhero.
Oh boy. That
All
was
right.
cool!
So, the marvelous Kimmy, a super baby superhero. Okay. That is definitely going to require further research. Available only on Blurb. I'll be sure to include the URL to where that book can be found.
I'm intrigued.
And these DVDs that are included also have little riddles attached to them. What will a cat need to mate with to make a penguin and a kitten?
That is a weird riddle.
Yes, it is.
Hello, Kitty!
Yes, apparently the answer is Hello Kitty somehow. And judging from one of the thumbnails for one of the episodes here, there is in fact a penguin involved. So, I'm thinking Hello Kitty is gonna get it on with a penguin at some point.
How very Japanese.
How very Japanese indeed. Okay, this is creepy. Why is it that I have so many packages from so long ago? I'm opening them all now, just after my big announcement.
Which, if any of you missed the big announcement, it's that there will be anime reviews in the future.
Yes.
And no, he's not answering any questions about it. It's going to be a big surprise. But yes, it is. This is literally this mass unboxing that we're doing and recording a whole bunch of videos. This is literally the third thing he's opened that was anime or Japan related.
And it is creepy. Not just because it's Japanese, but because of the timing.
It's fate. It's fate.
DVD number 2. Britney Spears isn't the only thing you can kill with flash photography.
Gremlins?
Is Hello Kitty going to be offered up for sacrifice? Is Hello Kitty somehow involved with corn harvest? I don't know what that means.
Oh, this is more Hello Kitty.
It is more Hello Kitty, yes.
Oh, boy.
Including episodes like The Phantom of the Theater, Frankencat, Catula, The Pod Piper, ew.
Oh my god.
And
horrible.
Oh, sweet god.
I love Hello Kitty. I've never seen any of the TV shows or movies. I just like the concept.
Rumple Dogskin.
That sounds inappropriate.
Very. And I have no idea what these questions are supposed to mean. Guess I'm just gonna have to watch and find out.
Oh, yes.
And as to what he was saying earlier about a vampire animal making more sense than vampire dog, although that's kind of a low bar, we have the entire first season of Bunnicula.
Bunnicula!
Only one episode of which I've seen, and it was pretty entertaining for what it was. It's weird science meets a boy and his blob. A movie about two nerds bringing a woman to life with science, and a boy and his blob. Also horribly inappropriate. Oh, man. I am going to have to find a better spot to put these in, because I gotta toss away this gritty envelope ASAP. It's getting all over the place here. But, yes.
It's falling apart from old age.
It is not. I got other envelopes here that are holding up nicely enough. This looks like it was somehow made out of lint and drywall.
It's probably recycled material stuff.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's good for the environment. Deal with it.
Yeah, the environment could suck it.
No. Thank you!
You're welcome.
No, not you. The person that sent you the Hello Kitty stuff.
Yes, thank you for...
DLA.
Thank you
DLA, maybe?
I'm sorry. If you're gonna send me something, again, please include a little guide on how to pronounce your name, because I hate having a fan who likes what I do so much, and for me to just butcher their name over and over again. I'm the worst. Raven, I'm the worst, aren't I?
Yeah. Because obviously if it was a fan you didn't like that much, you wouldn't care.
I wouldn't care, no.
That's what it sounded like.
Oh, it's blah, 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 blah. Whatever.
Oh, well.
So, yes, thank you again for that. And if anyone wants to send me any movies or mail or whatever, just go ahead and send it to the PO Box in the corner, and I'll see you later.
Subscribe.